Hello everyone, Anonymous Alligator, back again. So this time we're going to be going over more of the, details around how you actually get a Si500 body cam footage off of it. Here, let me adjust my mic to get rid of all the, oh, there we go. Can we get it? There we go. Should now hear a lot less wind noise whenever I, breathe out. So now what you're going to do is you're going to want to download a kind of pack of, files and tools and stuff called platform tools. This is, you're going to be able to get those from Android. I'll try and figure out where I got my set. I think it was from Android, Google or whatever. Just search up platform tools, Windows, Android platform tools for Windows. There we go. And you should be able to find it. But I'll try and post a link down in the description if I can find it, which I should be able to. So, all right. You're going to open them up. To get to this window that you're on, I don't know if you can see my cursor. There we go. You're going to want to kind of, what's the best way to say this? Open up like the folder in like Windows File Explorer. You're gonna press and hold Shift, right click, and then you're gonna see, I want to say open with, there we go, open PowerShell window here. That'll kind of get you here. Otherwise, you can do the try hard route and manually open PowerShell and then just CD, CD the whole way there. So, alright, now we are in the shell. So, just right out the bat, if you see this, my method, these first few steps are going to be Windows. If you have a Mac, and I know they have one for Linux, and I think they have one for Mac, the commands should be the same, but getting to the console might be different. So, we're going to do, bam, ADB shell, and that should, bam, there we go. We are now in the shell for ADB. Make sure your Si500 is turned on and plugged in via the USB port. You're going to need a USB data cable for this, not just a, some standard power cables don't have data lines, so they just won't work. So make sure it's a data cable. You're going to plug it in, and yeah, should be good. So now we're going to do and start. Let me look at the sticky note real quick. Com Android dot launcher 3 slash com Android 3 dot. Okay, I hope I didn't just randomly put the L there, but you're gonna run this. And now, let me swap it over. Let me, unplug it. I just unplugged it, so it'll kick me out. But now, if I swap over to, remember how to do this. Hey, there we go. Shoot, hang on, let me zoom it in just a little bit. It's not the best resolution. I got this for like zooms and stuff. But as you can see, I'll try and balance it out and try and get a better camera eventually. But yeah, there we go. That'll do. So I'll try and get a better camera eventually. But as you can see, kind of generally, we're in the kind of home. Yours isn't going to look exactly like this with these two icons and icons down here, especially not with this. Don't think you can see it, but that's the OneDrive. Let me see if I can bring it closer. And nope, that really doesn't help. Okay, fair enough. you get the gist. So now you've done that command, you are here. So to actually get an APK on there, let me swap screens again. Oh, that's not it. Hang on, let me figure out. There we go. Alright. Start this up. Thought I had it ready ahead of time, but that was apparently not the case. Nope, don't go to sleep. And it's black. There we go. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8. And then A, B, C, D. So yeah, I mean, if you guys didn't know my first name by now, I mean, it's not that it's literally everywhere and very easy to find. There you go. Name reveal 2022 COVID edition. So I'm running this on a virtual machine on my main VM server. It's just a bog standard Windows 10 install with LTE radio management installed, which I will put the product code for those below. It's free, and you just have to order it on MOL. Oh, it was shut down. Why was it shut down? Okay, fair enough. As you can see, I haven't bothered activating it. I have a key, I just haven't gotten around to it. To be honest, I'm not entirely sure I'm going to, because I really don't need it. It works just fine. I never open the actual VM. It just kind of sits here. Reason I'm not running it with my other Turbo and APX RM is due to the fact that LTE doesn't want to coexist with Turbo and APX RM, which I think is a load of crap. But hey, it is what it is. Actually, oh no, this is the other one. Stand by 1 second. Let's go back to staring at the Si500 while I find the right VM. So this makes sense now why it was shut down, because that's an old APX RM install. Alright. Now this, there we go. Windows 10 being Windows 10. Same password, 1 through 9, A, B, C, D. There we go. So yeah, this is radio management, but for LTE devices. Has the standard stuff, you got a device monitor, a server, device programmer, and device kind of manager. Let's get down, go away, there we go. So, first things first, you have to download the APK for whatever you want to add. Not really going to be able to give you the best way to do this, but just Google, for this example, OneDrive APK, and you're going to find 5 bajillion websites. Good news is you can always reset it. So, going to go down here to manage apps. It's going to take a few minutes to load. There we go. There we go. Okay. Hopefully it's good this time. You're going to press on these 3 dots, which I have done, but it won't. There we go. You're going to import. It's going to pop up a wonderful file menu. And then you're going to select it. It's going to pop up here, probably right here. As you can see, I've been trying stuff. No, Google Play Services does install. No, these nav bars don't work yet. I have someone who's figuring that out. OneSync, I wouldn't recommend it. It's kind of OneDrive, pretty good. Like that, works great. Chrome, you can't really do much without Google Play Services. Slide ME, I got that in there. It worked pretty well. YouTube Music, yet again. Google Play Services. Discord, oh yeah, no, that totally works. Just the issue is that you don't have a back button on the Si500, which is why I'm trying to get navigation bars working. So, now you've added OneDrive to your Si500, which hopefully you set up for RM beforehand. And if you haven't, then you're just basically going to, okay, quick TLDR on that. Install LTE RM, disable Windows Firewall completely, green gear icon, generate QR code. Make sure you add it in here first. It'll be that plus sign, Si500, yada, yada, yada. Language, English, time zone, wherever you are. Yeah. Country code. This is for like Wi-Fi and stuff. So it's pretty important you get the right one. Otherwise, certain bands, features, etc. will all be jacked up. US, Wi-Fi list. You're basically going to add in your Wi-Fi information to one of the Wi-Fi sets. Do that, generate QR code. You'll boot up the Si500 after a fresh reinstall, and it'll ask for a QR code. And then it will pop up here, and you're good. So now you're going to get back to the current conversation, which was right-click, select apps. OneDrive will be over here. You just click on the arrow and hit add. Pop back over here, OneDrive, hit OK, and now schedule job, write job name, you don't need time zone, you don't need none of this, you need hit OK, and it will say running, waiting, and it will schedule the job. So now it's processing job. Let's pop back over here. Now, this assumes that you've gotten to this menu. You're going to basically swipe up. Let me see if I can get the brightness up a little bit. Hang on. Nope. Okay, fair enough. Going to swipe up, get to the... Man, this camera is dirt. There we go. Apps menu. Gonna scroll down until you see something called... says RM control something, kind of blocked off. Have the default Android kind of robot logo. Open that up. Radio management session. Make sure Wi-Fi is already provisioned on here. And I forgot to enable it. Hang on one second. So, if you find yourself needing to hit the back button, you have to now plug it back in to USB. Hopefully you have a long enough USB cord. You can leave it plugged in if you need to. Go back into shell. And actually, let me see if I have this command saved somewhere. There we go. Run the command again. And now we're back to the apps menu. Let me find settings real quick. Settings, Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is on. And now I need to go back, which means I now need to plug it back in. I'm not going to swap screens again, just for the interest of time. EDB shell, command, back to it. Okay, now back to our currently scheduled program. Back to RM server. You should now see Wi-Fi up there. Say radio management session. You can hit the kind of slider, slide it over, get status, and it will go through the stuff. Alternatively, if you want to save yourself some time, just go into end of shift mode from the standard home menu. So yeah, it'll now kind of go through here, do its stuff. Once it's done, because my job really didn't do anything. Excuse me. Once it's done, it will ask to reboot the device. You'll say yes, it'll reboot, it'll install. So now, got to go back again. Oh, there we go. Reboot. Hit yes, and it will install and reboot. So, one thing you need to do, I should probably mention while I'm doing this, you cannot have the radio connected via the cord, because that is the USB port they share. So you can't run ADB commands and have the radio connected. It just causes issues. So, yep, there we go. Forgot how quick this thing was. There we go. All right, so now you're going to same commands as last time to get them back out of the menu. Let me plug back in this cord. I need to get a longer one. There we go. Shell. So go to the shell. Launcher. Okay. So now we're back in here. Going to swipe up. Let me get this where you can kind of see. Yeah, it's not the best, but there we go. Scroll down until you see OneDrive, but oh, I put it up here already, so you'll just have to look through here. OneDrive. You're gonna want to sign in. Once you're all signed in, you'd basically go into the settings and tell it I want to back up all settings and stuff, and yeah, there you go. Now you should be able to log into what is it? Yeah, log into OneDrive on your computer, and they'll sync basically every single time you go into out of shift mode on the Si500. And if you don't know how to do that, let me get back to the menu. There we go. Okay. There we go. So now if you don't know how to get back to the menu, so if you want to go into shift, you're going to go into settings. It's going to say my radio, my sensors, media lock, end of shift, system settings. Just hit end of shift, proceed. It'll connect to Wi-Fi, try and talk with RM to see if there's any jobs for it, firmware updates, etc. In this time, whenever it connects to the Wi-Fi, OneDrive will detect this because it's running in the background. By default, every app that you install in here, a separate program that comes pre-installed on the Motorola image, sets everything to run as default. So, yeah. Hang on, let's see. Oh, fair enough. So, usually, unless you have like hours long video, you won't have to worry about it not doing it. You might have to run, if it doesn't do it, or if you just have an absurd amount, you might have to run end of shift a few times for everything to show up. I have, I think, a few 45-minute videos on there, and it's just fine. Just one end of shift took it to get, I think, 2 of those off. Yes, so caveats. For one, you have to make sure it's not recording the encrypted partition. How do you do this? Install an SD card, turn it on, and send a factory reset command from radio management. This works even on the newest firmware, which I was running, as you could tell by my wonderful dark mode. It will just start recording to the SD card instead. You just have to kind of trick it while doing it with the SD card in whenever you either set it up or you do factory reset. And yes, that does require LTE radio management. It's kind of the whole thing for this. So yeah. So yeah, I mean, not too much of an issue. Generally pretty easy. And yeah, I mean, if you have any questions, as usual, email me, get in contact with me, and we can go from there. Non-Nostalgator, out.